All right. Thanks for the clovers. Good luck, everybody. Let's do this. We'll start with the value packs and save that hobby for the end. Hopefully that hobby's as good as the first one we did. Good stuff. All right. Empty. All right, guys. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, Lionheart. I do show all the cards, but we don't waste a lot of time on this base. But I do like to let everybody know what we got. So we go through it quick. All right, Eric Dickerson on the silver for the Rams. Arrington on the green. We got Devontae for the Raiders. Scary Terry. Rook for the Falcons. We got TJ Watt on the Fireworks. Mr. Kelsey on the Prism Break. And Lassiter going to Houston to start us off. I want to see lots of QBs in this box, though. Yeah, we need lots of QBs today. Not just that QB, though. Or not that QB either. All right, we got Jason Witten going to the Cowboys on the silver. A little Keon Coleman action for Buffalo on the green. Michael Dean Perry, Matt LeFleur. Hines Ward for Pittsburgh. A little Brock Bowers action on the emergent we like. Oh, a Prism Fireworks, Jaden, we approve. And a Roman Wilson for Pittsburgh. All right, Jaden, that's what we like to see. The more QBs, the better. That's what I say. Hopefully they all make an appearance. Last box, they didn't all make an appearance. So this box, we want to see all of them. We got Javon Bullard for Green Bay on the silver. Don Beebe for Buffalo. Mr. Stafford. Kendre Miller for the Saints. Javon Baker for New England. Jordan Love on the hype. Trey Benson Green Emergent. And a Jared Verse for the Rams. I hope so. He's a former Spartan. So, B-Wax, I would love to see Keon Coleman do wonderful things. He even played a year with Izzo. He was on the basketball team for a year. So, yes, Keon Coleman, I would love to see. Emmanuel Forbes on the silver for Washington. Dante Hall on the green for KC. Little Josh Allen action, we approve. Franklin for Indy. Witherspoon for Seattle. Marshawn Lloyd on the Prismatic. Scary Terry on the hype. And a Xavier Legette for Carolina. That is an interesting fact, Stinky. Yeah, Josh. The talent's there. The focus. He needs to focus. If he could just focus. I don't know. He needs more Izzo. Dylan for the Raiders on the silver. A little Zay action for the Ravens on the green. Pacheco for KC. Hopkins for the Titans. Oh, there we go. Brock Bowers. We approve. We got Michael Penix on the portals. And a Prismatic Prism Michael Penix. And another Brock Bowers. Good pack. The Penix Bowers edition. Oh, yeah. I don't know all the details of the new one. Is the new one going to have a roof, or are they going to have to shovel that out? I think that's a good tradition where they have to shovel. Of course, I'm saying that as a Lions fan, so there's no shoveling there. Semi-covered. Okay. Options. Options are good. We like options. All right. We got Morton Anderson on the silver. Another former Spartan. Michigan State is everywhere. Christian Kirk on the green. Andre Ware for Detroit. Juju for New England. Blankenship for the Eagles. We got a little Lad McConkey action on the Emergent. Brett Favre on the Portals. And a Leofow for the boys. Yeah, very nice. I'm sure it's going to be top notch, every part of it. All right, we got Tyreek on the silver going to Miami. Mike Quick for the Eagles. Little Bo Jackson. Big play Slay for the Eagles. Leopold again for the Cowboys. We got Roma Dunze on the Fireworks. Baker on the Fireworks Prism. And a Drake May. We'll take a Drake May. Little Herman Moore action. We're all right with that. All right, we got Kyle Hamilton on the silver for Baltimore. A.J. Barner on the green for Seattle. Zach Moss for Cincinnati. Joe Mixon for Houston. And a Phil Simms for the Giants with a Kelsey Hype. Jonathan Brooks green emergent. And a Rook for the Falcons. All right, we still haven't seen Caleb, Bo, or JJ. I think we've seen the others, though. Drew Bledsoe for New England on the silver. George Kittle on the green. We got Bradley Chubb for the Dolphins. Bill Parcells. Isaac for Baltimore. Joe Montana on the Portals. Little Xavier Worthy Prismatic Prism action. And Jonah Ellis for Denver. We got 3 to go. We're still looking for some players. I have hope, though. Flournoy on the silver for the Cowboys. Bland for the Cowboys on the green. We got Cooper Kupp. We like that. Mike Alstott for Tampa Bay. There we go, Drake May. That's a beaut. We approve. Ray Davis on the Prismatic. Mahomes on the Prism Fireworks. And a Javon Baker. All right. Red, white, and blues are doing all right for us. But we're greedy and we want more. That's how this works. We are always greedy and we always want more. All right, we got Bryce Young on the silver for Carolina. Braswell for Tampa Bay on the green. Greg for Denver. Mahomes and Tajay for the Titans. With a Derrick Henry Fireworks. Michael Penix on the Prism Portals. And a BTJ for the Jags. 1 pack to go. All right, come on. We need a couple QBs still. All right, we got Devontae on the silver going to Philly. TJ Hawkinson on the green. Jesse Bates. Randy Moss. Saquon for Philly. We got Aaron Jones on the Prism Break. Latu on the Prismatic for Indy. And Isaac for Baltimore. Was not in the cards today. All right. Now is the time. Good luck, everyone. We got a couple tie-dyes out of the first box. Empty box. All right. Good luck, everybody. We'll let that one marinate. We'll let that one marinate. All right, good luck. Michael Pittman. We got Will Lutz. Westbrook for Miami on the Prism. A.J. Brown for the Eagles. And a McBride starting us off. A.J. Green on the silver. Kareem Hunt. That one is 2 out of 15. Nice hit, KC. That might be 238. I got to check in just a second. Ridley Egbuka on the Phenomenon for Tampa Bay. We like that. And a Lattimore. KC, it was 238. Nice hit, 238. Hey, what's up, 540? How you doing? I hope everything's going well for you. Yeah, doing good, doing good. We got RJ Harvey starting us off here. That is 81 out of 175 going to Mr. Shaft. Aiden Hutchinson. Cam Chancellor on the silver for the Seahawks. Neon Icons. Matthew Golden going to Green Bay. Yaya Black for Pittsburgh. It's the first time I've seen that name. And a filler. Yeah, 540. Life is good. Very good. Ah, and here comes Mrs. Wise Guy. Hello. All right, we got Knight on the silver. Landon Jackson for Buffalo. Scattaboo on the silver neon. Little prism action, we like that. Dr. Jones, Simmons, Jaden Reed, and a filler. Chop, Demario Davis. Some nice, look at that tattoo. We got DK for Pittsburgh, Mahomes, and Bijan. Base pack. Lion Hunter says hi.
Hello, Lion Hunter. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah. Look at that. Silver Tyler. Nice hit, Saints. We approve. We got Terry Bradshaw for Pittsburgh. That one is 98 out of 99. Nice hit, Steelers. Nick Bolton. On target, Tyler Warren. That's sweet. That's the first time I've seen that insert. We approve. And another filler. They got a lot of fillers. Oh, 238. You had the Saints too. Nice hit, 238. You know how to pick your teams. We approve. All right, Bowman for the Falcons. Juju Smith-Schuster, our first auto. Going to Kansas City, 238. That is 21 out of 75. Kansas City Eaton. A little jack action for the Raiders on the Prism. Myles Garrett and Kamara. Does that mean we could see a Mahomes auto? If you're going to have a Kansas City break, you got to get a Mahomes auto. Look at that. Silver Cam. This is pretty nice. Dr. Jones, we approve. Xavier Watts for the Falcons. That one is 111 out of 199 going to Atlanta. Jaden, Tyler Warren on the Phenomenon for Indy, and a Jalen Waddle. Mr. Leonard, yeah, we need some Chargers. Hampton. We could handle a Hampton RPA, right? I think. What's up, AMC? Hope you're doing good today. Happy Friday. Hunter Henry for New England. That one is 171 out of 299. Montez Sweat. Chris Chambers for the Dolphins on the silver. Travis Hunter for the Jags. We approve Carter King. Kyle Pitts and another filler. Gibbe? Is that you, Gibbe? It'll take me a while to remember. Yes. Just took me a minute. We got Josh Jacobs on the Prism. Zabel going to Seattle. Oh. Arrington going to Washington. LeVar Arrington on the other auto. On the signatures, Krosky Merritt for Washington. And Washington going to Fire. McKinney, Tesla for Detroit. Multiverse, Texans and Bengals. We'll have to settle this at the end. Joe Mixon. I wonder if that's numbered. It is. 65 out of 99. So we'll settle this at the end for those two teams. I'll have to look and see who that is. DJ Giddens for Indy and a DJ Moore. Did some value shopping. Very nice. Yes, it's very nice. Yeah, we'll handle that at the end. Texans and Bengals. That is Philpott and Dawson. So we'll handle that at the end. We got one more pack. Then we'll handle that. Then I'll do a recap. I'll see where we're at on the break for tomorrow. And then I'll get to work. We got Tyler Booker for Dallas. Trevor Etienne going to Carolina. Ooh, we got a bonus patch. No, bonus auto. Tyler Warren. How about that? RPA, we approve. That is 34 out of 49. We got a third auto. That's sweet. Nice hit, Indy. We approve. Awesome. Miles Sanders and Sabanea. Jonah Sabanea for Miami. All right. I like when we get a bonus auto. I know, Gibbe, you had to wander in here and watch a Tyler Warren auto RPA hit. Yeah, Indy today. Rhino. Yes, Rhino. You did, Rhino. Congrats. That is yours. Thanks, Sterny. Appreciate you. All right, we got to take care of this. This was Philpott. Are you in here? Or Dawson, are you in here? I just need one of you in here. We'll take care of that, and then I'll do a recap. That's Bengals and Texans. All the way at the bottom. Dawson. All right, Dawson. All I need you to do. Hey, you got a couple nice prisms, Dr. Jones. Left or right, Dawson. All you got to do is say left or right. One of them will be the Bengals and the other is the Texans. So just say left or right for me. He picks right. It's going to the Bengals. That's going to Philpott. Sorry, Dawson. Left. All right, let me do a recap, guys. And again, if you had a rough break, once this all gets sorted, I'll see. I always add in to try and help people out. So I got your back if it wasn't your day. Michael Penix on the Prism Portals. Drake May on the red, white, and blue. Brock Bowers on the red, white, and blue. Michael Penix again on the Portals. Michael Penix Prismatic Prism. Jaden Daniels on the Prism Fireworks. We had Travis Hunter for the Jags. Hunter Henry was out of $2.99. Tyler Warren on the Phenomenon. Xavier Watts for the Falcons was out of $1.99. Cam Ward, that's a beaut. Juju on the auto going to $2.38. Tyler Shuck for the Saints. We have Terry Bradshaw for Pittsburgh was out of $99. Tyler Warren on Target. Scattaboo on the Neon Icons. RJ Harvey for Denver was out of $175. Kareem Hunt for $238. 2 out of 15. Congrats on that. Egbuka Phenomenon for Tampa Bay. Tyler Warren, RPA, out of 49, going to Rhino. And LeVar Arrington, a bonus auto, going to Washington.